on day 2 of Microxyte, which is raveclubs.com/ISE.
Do a quick booth tour, and if you're interested, Hi, this is Gary Kayye. We're at ISE 2026, and I found my buddy Andrew Gross here at the Xyte booth, and Xyte is now Xyte AI. Like, it's all about AI. We're going to get into that in just a second, but we're going to go through a quick booth tour of kind of everything you're showing here at ISE. We did shoot individual product videos at each one of these stations, so if you see anything that interests you, go back and watch the product video. Go to raveclubs.com/ISE and just type in XYTE into the video search window. But here you're talking about rooms, not just devices, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big focus, right? So yes, we've added AI to our name, but AI is only valuable if you're actually getting enough data to make it valuable for you as an integrator or end user.
Yeah.
And so the big focus we've brought here at ISE is a renewed focus on rooms and not just devices. Because if you really think about it as a user or an integrator, you don't care that the device isn't working, you want to know if your room's working.
Correct. Yeah, but the nice thing about this is once you get to the rooms, you can drill down to the individual devices, and it's automated, really. You're going to probably already know that there's an issue way before the issue happens, and where the opportunities are. I mean, like, all of this stuff is, that's the advantage of AI, right?
Yeah, the room aspect is more about being the proactive versus reactive component.
Yeah.
We actually even are able to triage the different level of incidents if it's extremely an error that you should go into that actually broke down the room.
Yeah.
Or is it just something that maybe the mic isn't responding as well and the room can still be used?
And what if this is a common question I get, I'm not exactly sure how to answer. What if you want to put in a device that isn't in the Xyte ecosystem? How do you do that?
No, it's a good question, right? Because the whole point of rooms is to have 100% visibility, otherwise you're not managing the room.
Yeah.
We have 100% visibility whether it's currently in Xyte or not yet. At a minimum, Xyte can always give you at least an on-off status of that network-connected device, and then so much more if it's already out of the box.
Okay, perfect. All right, so a lot of the manufacturers are obviously partnering with you, and you've come a long way in a very short period of time. And sort of your secret sauce is the data side of this, is that you really have a good hold on this, and the relationships that you have with the brands. It seems like those two are driving forces.
It is. So there's a couple ways, as you know, Gary, that you can actually connect into the Xyte ecosystem, right? To achieve 100%, you gotta be able to connect and communicate in different languages.
Yeah.
So one of those is the direct manufacturer relationships, which is key, right? Because those relationships is where you get the most rich data and control.
Right.
But we don't stop there. So we go from that level to, writing drivers for open APIs, which gives you really good management of devices, all the way up to just standard ping on-off, which gives you that 100% visibility.
Yeah, and so what are you demoing here? What exactly, if I came to your booth, what are you demoing, and what should we go watch those individual product videos for?
Yeah, so rooms, like we said, just the beginning. Once you have everything into that room, that's where the really cool features come into play. Features like, okay, I've got all this data, give me some insights, recommendations, and trends on what's happening with my different rooms. We also even go down into some environmental sensor reporting. So measuring CO2 levels and volatile organic compounds in this space. So not just should I affect the display, but is the sensor in the environment actually affecting my meeting room? So that's the second big one. The third big one, Gary, is really going to be deep on AI, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And AI is, I want to be clear about this, it's not a feature, it's not just a chat bot, it's actually embedded at every level in Xyte. So the analytics thing we were talking about, the rooms management we were talking about, they're all powered by AI at some level.
So you don't have to turn it on or off, or you don't have to actually generate reports, it's automatically doing that for you in the background?
Well, because everyone thinks I got to go to a chatbot and ask it a question.
Yeah.
That's not the case with Xyte. When you go to, say, your incident management, typically you would have to pour through the logs to see when the device. Oh my God, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now, Xyte AI in the incident management tool will analyze the logs for you and summarize them.
So you don't even have to go to the logs. You don't even have to actually inquire about the product. You just have the data always available to you.
It's always there for you. It's just going to be summarized rather than just raw data. So that's more human readable.
So can you, since it's already summarized, can you have it send you daily reports?
Yeah, so you can actually schedule reports on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis.
Okay.
That can be on anything coming into Xyte, right? As we talked about, it's not just device data, it's room level data and environmental sensors.
So could you, for example, if I'm managing a facility, I'm managing a college campus, and you could actually take a look at how often something's being used and how often it's being abandoned?
How often is that device being used? How often is that room being used? I mean, it goes pretty deep. And what we've seen with a lot of customers, especially here in Europe, is wanting to take that usability the information and translate it into energy savings and cost savings.
Yes,
and
then
so
you can turn things on and off when you don't need them. Yeah.
So we launched this new feature called Workflows.
Yeah.
And Workflows is pretty much automation and scheduling. You don't need to write any code. You're actually able to set the on-off status of devices automatically throughout the night by day.
Is that based on a time?
Yeah.
Time of day kind of scenario?
Time of day, checks the time zones, and based upon the command, I can flip it on and off.
What about if you had a room sensor in the room? Could it be automated through the room sensor?
Well, through our AI, since it's extremely intelligent, it'll actually check the room sensor and give you feedback on whether or not that command or that workflow should be set.
Okay, all right, good. So it's sort of like telling you how to program it before you even
Programming instead of by just clicking now. You don't have to actually write code.
Okay, and then where else? Well, tell me about your other demo stations here.
So, I mean, even beyond the demo, I think just a real key mantra that we're getting across. We talked about AI, we talked about room management, but at the end of the day, we want to make this really usable for integrators and users. And I think over the last several years, you've probably gotten this as self-healing, self-healing, self-healing.
Yeah.
Yes, we can do self-healing, but let's actually define what we mean by that. And in fact, when you really start to define it, you realize that it's not so much self-healing, but you want to focus more on guided healing. And that's where AI really shines. Because AI is a tool, right? And AI is a tool to make you more efficient, you better.
Yeah.
And AI is going to help guide you to do things faster, better, more efficient.
Okay.
And that's where we're focused on with our new AI teammate.
And it's I assume that that's sort of pervaded every level in the sense that even setting something up from the very beginning is more automated now because it kind of probably already knows how you want something set up.
Well, I'll give you a great example. We were just talking with a dealer just the other day, and we talked about firmware version pushes, right? Self-healing would mean, oh, new version, let's push.
Yeah.
We all know that new version doesn't mean better version, right? So we'll alert you, we'll guide you that there's a new version available. That's the great thing about AI, but you decide if it pushes.
Okay, all right, good. And what about this? What is this?
Yeah, so let's actually grab this off the wall, Gary.
All right.
So I know you were asking about some new demos and new features and software. We never thought we actually would be pushing hardware at the Xyte booth. But this new Xyte Secure Edge is a game changer. It really is, right? Because up until now, to deploy Connect Plus, it's been a software-only option, which on the surface sounds perfect, right?
Yeah.
Because people want less hardware. But we realize we're in a hardware very heavy industry.
Yeah, and you have some hardware that can't be managed that way, really. I mean, you're adding the connectivity to do that with this, right?
That's exactly right. That and security. This is a secure edge. So think of a gateway to finally now cloudify all of your unclouded devices on your job site.
So the reason why there's so many ports on here is it really depends on which device you're connecting it to is which port you use.
So actually, this can be used up to around 1,000 devices. The 2 ports are for the very typical install of an AV network and a local network. So you want to separate the two. That dual NIC will support that.
Okay, so this is an actual NIC, basically.
It's a NIC, yeah, it's just a NIC.
With a giant heat sink on the top. Yeah, instead of a fan.
Well, up until now, you're and still today, you're able to use your own NIC PC.
Yeah,
You don't have to buy Xytes. This is just a turnkey Xyte in a box.
Okay, that's really nice. I didn't realize that that's exactly what this was when I read the press release. All right, and what does this retail for?
That'll be $1,500 MSRP, but if you buy 1,000 licenses at our standard tier or 500 at our premium, we throw it in.
All right, and this can handle how many devices?
1,000 standard or 500 premium.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and what is this called again?
The Xyte Secure Edge. I call it Xyte in a box.
Yeah, okay, so Xyte Secure Edge. You can learn more at Xyte.ai now. Okay, you can still go to IO, I'm sure. And of course, we're going to go around shoot individual product videos, do a deeper dive on this as well at ravepubs.com/ISE, and then type in Xyte in the video search window. And of course, if you're here at the show floor, you can get popsicles if you come by the booth too.
That's right.